Thank you. Good morning, Sidney Kimmel Medical College class of 2022. I made the first gaffe of the day, so y'all can relax. I'm Trish Wellenbach, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health, the first woman chair in 198 years. And a proud nurse, so all you doctors behave, or you will hear from me. And on behalf of my fellow trustees, I hereby declare this 198th commencement open. At this time, I would ask that everyone stand. Remove your hats for the national anthem, today being sung by our alumnus, Dr. Margaret Lafferty, Sidney Kimmel Medical College, class of 2012.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rich Haverstick, Interim President of Thomas Jefferson University. It is my pleasure to preside over today's celebration of the university's 198th commencement. Speaking to the many family members and friends who have traveled from near and far, thank you for being here. And thank you for the energy and love that you bring to this ceremony. I offer you my congratulations. For everyone here today, it is my great honor to present to you the Thomas Jefferson University Class of 2022. We are here today to recognize their hard work, intelligence, creativity, and fortitude. But graduates, let's also recognize and say thanks to all those who have helped you arrive at this day. Parents and grandparents, siblings and cousins, friends and mentors, you have empowered today's graduates to achieve all they have. You have provided emotional support, intellectual support, financial support. For the big role you've played in making today possible, you deserve a huge round of applause. Let's also acknowledge the Jefferson faculty and staff members who have worked so hard to ensure our students had an extraordinary education, particularly under unusual circumstances. Whether they are teaching a class, helping arrange industry projects, internships, and job interviews, or serving a meal, the people of Jefferson give their hearts and souls every day. Please join me in saying thank you for their commitment to our students. I will not make a long speech today, but I do want to offer a few thoughts, speaking directly to today's graduates as you embark on the adventure that will become the rest of your lives. You are entering a world in need, a world burdened with challenges, at a time marked by continuous change. But if you look carefully, you'll find that at the heart of every need, every challenge, every bit of change sits tremendous opportunity. Opportunity to help someone, to heal someone. opportunity to create something, opportunity to do things differently than they've been done before, opportunity to identify and solve a problem, opportunity to make life better for one person, one community, or even one whole planet. As you well know, the mission of Thomas Jefferson University is to improve lives. We believe you are ready to help fulfill this mission by daring to ask and daring to answer the most profound questions that face us all. You've learned both how to lead and how to blend your talents, skills, and knowledge into a powerfully effective team. You've learned how to get up close to analyze a complex problem and how to step back, letting your creativity and imagination suggest new ways of solving that problem. You've learned how to be confident in who you are and comfortable engaging with people who are quite different from you. We live in extraordinary times. On one hand, war, pandemic, climate change, political division. But on the other hand, we can peer deep into cells and see the most fundamental biological processes taking place. We can look upward and trace the path of billions of stars through space. And in between those micro and macro scales, we can shape things of surpassing beauty all around us, like buildings, parks, textiles. Oh, and there's another beautiful and extraordinary thing that we, your teachers, your family, your communities, have helped to shape. You. You who will lead us through all that the 21st century has to offer. You who will help us turn great challenges into tremendous opportunities. We are proud of you, proud of who you are, proud of all you have accomplished to reach this day. And we know that in your own way, in your own time, you will be leaders in our shared mission of improving lives. So, on behalf of the entire university, congratulations, class of 2022.
Welcome, all of you. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Bruce and Ms. Judy Goodman to the stage to accept the 2022 President's Award. Today, we are privileged to honor the distinguished careers of Bruce Goodman and Judy Goodman, who have prioritized volunteerism and philanthropy on behalf of educational and service organizations in their community. In the 1980s, Mr. Goodman established Goodman Properties, today one of the Delaware Valley's foremost real estate development firms. He remains an active volunteer leader with organizations that include State of Israel Bonds, Boys Town of Jerusalem, Germantown Academy, Abington Hospital, and Abington Health Foundation, where he has been a trustee since 2000 and has led multiple major capital campaigns. Most recently, he chaired the Reimagine Cancer Care campaign for Abington Jefferson, resulting in the establishment of the Asplin Cancer Pavilion located in Willow Grove. An interior designer at heart, Ms. Goodman sits as a trustee of Germantown Academy, serving in various leadership roles since 2004. She served a 4-year term as board president and co-chaired their Building on Tradition campaign. In 2008, she co-founded Imagine's Foundation, whose signature event, A Date with a Plate, raised significant funds to benefit research at the Wistar Institute, Project ALS, and Penn Medicine, where those funds were used to establish the Serenity Garden at the Abramson Cancer Center. Therefore, for their exceptional work as volunteers and philanthropists, it is my distinct honor to present Bruce and Judy Goodman with the President's Award. And now it is my great pleasure to call to the podium Ms. Patricia Wellenbach, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health, to present our honorary degree candidate, Dr. Sri Prabhakar Basavabaku Kori.
Thank you. Provost Tikuchinsky, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are privileged to honor the distinguished career of Dr. Shri Prabhavakar Vajrabaku Kore. Dr. Kore is a leader of education of healthcare in India, currently serving as chairman of the KLE Society, a title he has held since 1984. Through the KLE, Dr. Kore has established 270 education and healthcare practices, along with modern infrastructure, to villages and small towns in India. The KLE brings affordable and quality healthcare to the masses and offers affordable diagnoses and treatment facilities to underprivileged patients. His work is admired across the globe. Dr. Kore established the KLE Academy of Higher Education and Research in Belgavi, which facilitates education and research in health sciences and allied disciplines, and allows international collaboration with notable institutions, including Thomas Jefferson University. Dr. Kore is widely recognized for his efforts and has been honored as the recipient of countless globally renowned awards. He has been part of several international delegations, is a 3-time parliamentarian and member of the Upper House, Rajya Sabha, and ranks among the senior-most parliamentarians of India. Dr. Kore is a recipient of multiple globally renowned awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award by the TIE Silicon Valley and the Angel Award by the Gift of Life Foundation. Dr. Kore is a recipient of honorary doctorate degrees from Karnataka University, Dharwad and Rani Channamma University, Belgavi, and he is the second Indian after the Honorable late President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, to be awarded an honorary doctorate by the University Sans Malaysia. Therefore, Provost Tikuchinsky, for his exceptional work in education and healthcare worldwide, it is my distinct honor to present Dr. Shri Prabhakar Vajrabaku Kore for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Dr. Kore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, I present you a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university. I also ask that you would be invested with the appropriate hood.
Greetings from India, greetings from KLE Society. I am privileged to be on this stage today. I am humbled by the honorary doctorate given to me. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Richard Haverstick, interim president of CEO of Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health. My special thanks to Dr. Tikuchinsky and Dr. Darman for recognizing my contribution to the education, healthcare, and research, particularly in rural India. I have fond memories of visit of Mark Tikuchinsky to the KLE. I consider Dr. Darman as the ambassador of KLE in the US. We have very strong friendship Especially thanks to them and the Jefferson team for the considering me worthy of this award. Dr. Derman has promoted academic and research collaboration with KLE over the years, especially after the joining Jefferson. We are KLE's universities cherish this relationship with Jefferson. The research projects have been benefited community in the rural India and other low-income countries. The collaboration research and project focused on improving the health of mother and child have had a global impact. I dedicate this honorary doctorate to everyone who has been a part of the KLE and Jefferson collaboration. Let me continue this good work and promise the future generation and a healthier world. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
And now it is my great pleasure to once again call to the podium Ms. Patricia Wellenbach, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health, to present our honorary degree candidate, Dr. Marian Sigmund.
Provost Tukachinsky, ladies and gentlemen, today we are privileged to honor the distinguished career of Dr. Marian Sigmund. Yeah, you can clap. Professor and Chair of the Department of Molecular Physiology and Biophysics. Dr. Sigmund has spent more than a half-century as a researcher and educator at the Sidney Kimmel Medical College. As a world-renowned expert in smooth muscle physiology, Dr. Sigmund earned her BA in biology from Tulane University, then worked at the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research in New York before moving to the pharmacology department at the State University of New York, downstate. In 1959, she traveled to Stockholm, Sweden, to work at the Karolinska Institute, and returned in 1960 for SUNY Downstate's graduate program in pharmacology. She received her PhD in 1966. In 1967, Dr. Sigmund became an instructor in the Department of Physiology at Jefferson Medical College, now the Sidney Kimmel Medical College. She later became Jefferson's first female full professor, and in 2000, I do like the firsts for women, sorry guys. She later became Jefferson, in 2002, she was named the first female chair of the Molecular Physiology and Physics Department. She was elected a fellow of the American Physiological Society in 2021. Dr. Sigmund has built a lasting legacy as a teacher. Her brilliance in the classroom has earned her many well-deserved awards and recognitions, including the Burlington Northern Foundation Award, the Christian R. and Mary Lindback Award, the Kappa Beta Phi of Jefferson Faculty Award, the Dean's Award for Teaching Excellence, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from Sidney Kimmel Medical College. Dr. Sigmund has made a most generous gift to expand and enhance the Center City Archives and special collections at Thomas Jefferson University in order to preserve the rich history of this institution as we come up to 200 years. Therefore, Provost Tukachinsky, for her more than one-half a century as a researcher and educator at Sidney Kimmel Medical College, and the first of many, it is my distinct honor to present Marian J. Sigmund the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Dr. Sigmund, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, I present you a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university. I also ask that you be invested with the appropriate hood.
All I can say is wow. Dr. Tikachinsky, Mr. Haverstick, if you're watching, Mrs. Wellenbach, and members of the Board of Trustees, I thank you for this great honor. And to Dr. White, who hooded me, one of my first students, cardiologist, professor, and member of the Royal Academy of Medicine, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your long friendship and for hooding me. Believe me when I tell you I could never have imagined that I'd be standing here for such an occasion. I never sought it. I decided to come to Jefferson some 54 and a half years ago because of its rich history in medicine and physiology. Jefferson, through the years, has provided me the freedom and the support to grow and enjoy a career in both teaching and in research. And for this, I'm extremely grateful. But we're here to celebrate you. To the class of 2022, although I did not have the pleasure of meeting you when you began your studies here, I do congratulate you with all my heart for this wonderful achievement. You've reached a milestone in your life's journey towards a goal that you've aspired to, and probably feels like a heck of a long time reaching it, even in your young lives. You now carry with you your hopes, those of your family, your friends, and yes, your teachers. The future that you look forward to is now present. But dare I say to you that you've not yet acquired all of the knowledge of that wonderfully complicated machine, the human body. Your careers will take you to places you may not have imagined. What we have taught you and all that you've learned thus far may not be sufficient. In a way, we've provided you the vehicle upon which you will travel. But even it alone is not sufficient. The skills you've acquired will help you steer that vehicle across roads that may seem familiar. You may also encounter other new and unexpected roads. Despite the rapid pace of discovery and new technology, the reality is that there is so much we simply do not know. And you will be challenged by new diseases that are poorly understood and for which tools may be lacking, as we are painfully aware today. This is where careful scrutiny and analysis and continued study is crucial. It is not, as some would have you believe, just a matter of looking it up on your iPhone and finding what you hope is the right answer. The reality is that some things you learned during your training may no longer be valid in the future. That's what we call progress. So how do you deal with this? Continue to be a student. Question, observe, reflect, and critically evaluate. No development can occur without study. So today we celebrate your commencement. This is the time for commencement of your independent observation, reflection, and critical evaluation. The recent discoveries in treatment and innovations in therapeutics must enhance and at the same time not replace the art of medicine. As physicians, caregivers, you will have privileges and responsibilities that will impact the lives of all those you touch and who rely on you. No other profession enjoys or even suffers the responsibility of determining the fate of another human being's life. So what will guide you? It's your moral compass. And this comes from the very stuff each of you are made of. It's the compassion, the kindness, respect, honesty, commitment to excellence, all emanating from a calling that made you choose medicine. Medicine was an integral part of my family's daily life. I was weaned on it. My father was a general practitioner who saw patients 7 days a week and made house calls till he was too old to drive. And then he took a taxi and never charged the patients. My older brother, some 14 years older than me, and a role model I was asked to follow, was a vascular surgeon who, I don't remember exactly when he stopped operating, but he was still teaching residents 1 month before his 93rd birthday. He died 2 weeks later. So both of these role models, who I lived with, our home was part of the medical office was part of our home. I'm not sure which way it went. But both of them certainly experienced joy and satisfaction in their practices. And that helped to fulfill their lives and sustain them until their very last breaths. They experienced the joy of healing. So how do you cope with the many pressures of clinical practice today and still maintain the joy of healing? As Sir William Osler, the father of modern medicine, advised his students, and forgive me, I'm quoting loosely, while medicine and surely research is to be your vocation, you must also have an avocation, some intellectual pastime to keep you in touch with the world of art, science, and of letters. No matter what it is, have an outside hobby. I, too, urge you to seek balance in your lives beyond the practice of medicine or of doing laboratory research and all that's going to be demanded of you. Find something that grabs you. Find time to devote to it. It can be a remarkable buffer against burnout. Don't lose, above all, don't lose those wonderful qualities that you brought with you to Jefferson. Enhance them. Keep growing. Osler's lesson helped me enjoy life and career despite its many challenges. By reading, questioning, and analyzing, I continue to this day to experience the joy of learning and of discovery. I couldn't possibly wish you more. And to my special collaborator, Tom Butler, who made a lot of the science successful, I thank you, Tom. And also to my former students, some of whom are sitting on this stage, and some who may even be in the audience. I want you to know that you've given me so much. I'm grateful and honored that I had the privilege of playing even a small role in your education here at Jefferson. And to the class of 2022, I wish each of you joy, good health, and satisfaction in everything you do. Thank you.
And now it is my great pleasure to once again call to the podium Ms. Patricia Wellenbach, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health, to present our honorary degree candidate and keynote speaker, Mr. Richard Gozin.
Provost Tikaczynski, ladies and gentlemen, today we and I are privileged to honor the distinguished career of Mr. Richard Gozin. Mr. Gozin has been a trustee of Thomas Jefferson University since 2003. He served as interim president from April of 2012 to September of 2013, and as chair of the Board of Trustees from September of 2013 to September of 2014. He currently serves on the Board of Trustees, the Executive Committee, and the Jefferson Academic Board, and is one of my most trusted advisors in my role as chair. From 1994 until his retirement in 2002, Mr. Gozin was the Executive Vice President of Pulp, Paper, and Packaging for the Weyerhaeuser Company, an international forest products company, President of Westwood Shipping Lines, and Chairman of North Pacific Paper Company. Prior to that, he was Director, President, and Chief Operating Officer of Alco Standard Corporation, a provider of paper, packaging, and office equipment at the time. In March 2016, he retired as chair of the board of AmerisourceBergen Corporation. Mr. Gozin earned a BA degree in business from Valparaiso University and attended the advanced management program at Harvard University. He has served on numerous boards of public companies and nonprofit organizations, including Triumph Group, UGI Corporation, AmeriGas Partners UP, the World Affairs Council of Philadelphia, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and the Weyerhaeuser Family Foundation. He is presently an operating partner of Atlas Holdings, LLC. Therefore, Provost Tikaczynski, for his exceptional work in the business world, but maybe more importantly, for his dedicated service to Thomas Jefferson University, it is my privilege and distinct honor to present Richard Gozin the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Richard Gozin, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, I present to you a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university. I also ask you that you be invested with the appropriate hood.
Chair Wellenbach, CEO Haverstick, Dean Tikaczynski, fellow trustees, graduates, family, and friends. I stand before you today very appreciative of the recognition that I have had the honor of serving this great institution in roles of trustee, university president, and chairman of the board. My experiences over the years at Jefferson be it students, doctors, faculty, staff, and fellow board members, have made for an enriching journey and one in which I have hopefully set an example for others to follow. In reality, today is not about me. It's about you and your future roles as inspired and impactful leaders, and putting your personal brand on your chosen profession and the freedom to pursue your dreams and aspirations. In our brief time together, I would like to talk to you about the 3 C's, which are competence, character, and call of duty. About 10 years ago, the university and the health system did not look anything like it looks today. We were a single campus university with just 2 hospitals. We did not have a compelling and unified message that would attract major investment and philanthropy. The president of TJU had just stepped down, as had the CEO of the hospitals, and it was clear we had to develop a long-term strategy and bring in a single campus leader. As a long-standing trustee, I participated in that decision. I can remember advocating to the board that we needed someone with competence and character to right the ship on an interim basis. Much to my surprise and initial confusion, I had one of those unexpected visits that will always remain etched in my memory. A cadre of board members came over to tell me they agreed with my assessment and that they had found the person for the job, and it was me. After quickly realizing that this was not a prank, I made the requisite pitch that I was not a doctor, scientist, or academic. Then the hard part started, and namely convincing my wife that although this was not what we expected in our semi-retirement, I felt I had a duty to the university, faculty, staff, and students to fulfill the board's desires. And one of those amazing lessons of long-term marriages or partnerships is to know when your partner is doing something that hits at the core of his or her values. And Fran knew, while this was a logistic speed bump for our next stage of life, it was consistent on how we led our lives. So I found myself sitting in the president's chair, and I'm not ashamed to say that I was really frightened. Probably the same as many of you felt when you went from the classroom to your first patient. When that patient looked at you for confidence and answers, and you probably were not totally sure you had much of either. The difference is that I had many students, faculty members, and employees giving me the same look. So I thought about what I would tell someone who came to me for guidance, that found themselves in my situation, namely, a leader in a strange land. As to guidance is to draw upon your competence and character, as those two go hand in hand. And while I knew it would be a test of my competence, what really got me through those first few months was delving into my ethical core and character. Character is best defined as the mental and moral qualities distinct to an individual, and it's about making choices and decisions that are aligned with your core beliefs. I knew early on that if we were going to be successful, we had to do it together. We had to rely on each other. You were the subject matter experts, and I had to bring inspired leadership direction. I had to be a good listener, authentic and reliable, and had to earn your trust. I chose to focus on a set of principles and values that would serve as the bedrock as to why we exist, how we make decisions, and our true purpose. And guiding those decisions were integrity. It's the quality of being honest, doing the right thing, following your internal compass and engaging in ethical behavior, having the courage and the strength to always choose the high road. Trust is the emotional foundation that binds followers and leaders. Trust is earned, it is not given. Colleagues will be placing their trust in you every day. Demonstrate your worthiness, not just through what you say, but also through your actions. Accountability. Take responsibility for your actions and own the outcome. Lou Holtz, the former football coach at Notre Dame, said, "The man who complains about the way the ball bounces is the one that dropped the ball." Be personally responsible for living up to your commitments. Courage, having the will, self-determination to follow through on goals even when faced with insurmountable difficulties. Respect for the individual. Show respect for each other and know that we recognize each other's differences. And last, true leaders have a capacity for humility. We all need to recognize our limitations with the same grace with which we acknowledge our triumphs and strengths. As I look back on my 10-year service with Jefferson with its many challenges and rewards, I do so with a sense of gratitude for the support that was afforded me, the deep friendships that were developed, and the opportunity to lead a storied institution. I believe we regained our purpose and confidence for the future. I would also like to think that I served as a prelude and catalyst for some of the amazing accomplishments that have taken place since then. Interestingly, this mirrors the situation you found yourselves in when confronted with the pandemic. No group of medical students and research students ever had to face the uncertainties that presented themselves these past 2 years. There is no course that teaches you how to weigh your concern for your personal safety with your Hippocratic oath to heal others. But here we are today, drawn on your competence and character and answer to call to duty. And by the way, this is not an accident. At the Sidney Kimmel Medical College, each of you were chosen as one of a few hundred from an application pool of over 10,000, as much for your self-awareness and empathy as for your competence, science, GPA, and MCATs. And for those of you who had a choice of several medical schools, I suspect you chose us as much for our mission as we improve lives as for our university's national reputation. I have every reason to believe that the university's website, Do the Right Thing, Put People First, and Be Bold and Think Different, will be etched onto your character and onto your unique moral and mental DNA. So if there's anything you remember from our brief time together at this commencement, there is no chance that your life will be a straight line or in any way predictable. That is what makes us human. And while I might have felt butterflies in my stomach when it took an unexpected turn, what stood beside me on my desk was a bronze eagle. I give these to colleagues and friends that I count on. You might ask, why an eagle? It is not as obvious as you think. Yes, it is a symbol of our country, and the brave men and women who have fought to keep us free on the military battlefield and closer to home, the pandemic battlefield. And the eagle has come to symbolize loyalty, devotion, freedom, truth, and honor, all of which have been a core of my character and faith. But the reason I want you to think about the eagle as you leave here as physicians and scientists is actually the physics of how an eagle flies and soars. While other birds run from turbulent weather, the eagle actively engages these stronger winds and instead of seeking shelter, uses turbulence to push itself higher. And the storm allows the eagle to gain entry into a space that it cannot normally reach in good weather. As a reward for this act of boldness, the eagle is given a broader view of its surroundings. Once above the storm, the eagle is clear of the rough winds and its flight becomes smoother with less effort. So while we have talked about the 3 C's of competence, character, and call of duty, one external consonant is change. So like an eagle, embrace change. Fly into the storm with competence and character as your wingspan. And just like an eagle, you will find yourself able to glide above the fray, even in the most turbulent of times. Finally, be sure to enjoy the journey. You came to Jefferson full of dreams and aspirations, and look around you. You made it. Now, as you take the next big step in your career, stoke those fires of enthusiasm and excitement. As Ralph Waldo Emerson says, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Set an example for others to follow and make a difference. You are special people, and we have high expectations for your success. Life is a story. Make yours a bestseller. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Gerald Grunwald, Dean of the Jefferson College of Life Sciences and of our Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. On behalf of our college, I want to take a moment to congratulate the students, family, and friends of the Sidney Kimmel Medical College class of 2022, with whom we share this day and who will soon be presented for their degrees. Now, however, as your college dean, I'm first gratefully privileged and immensely proud to present the degree candidates of our Jefferson College of Life Sciences class of 2022 as we join together with their families and friends to recognize and celebrate their reaching this momentous occasion. To the families and friends of our students, whether you're here with us today or watching from home, let me tell you something about these amazing students of ours who are about to receive their degrees. This year, the Jefferson College of Life Sciences presents 27 candidates for the PhD degree and 43 candidates for the Master of Science degree. To all of our PhD and Master's candidates, congratulations on your outstanding academic accomplishments. Today marks your completion of a rigorous course of study, including both advanced coursework and practice in your chosen fields, and for most of you also the conduct of original thesis research. During your studies, you have acquired the expanded knowledge base, technical skills, intellectual tools, and professional attributes that have transformed you from consumers of existing information into biomedical scientists with the ability to innovate and to generate new knowledge about and new approaches to understanding the workings of the natural world. In completing your thesis research, you have already made novel contributions to our understanding of important areas of biomedical science. Your innovative discoveries in the laboratory or your engagement with patients in the clinic have already pointed the way for your future translation of basic science findings from the lab bench into tomorrow's textbooks and towards clinically relevant bedside applications. What better evidence could there be than our collective experience these very past 2 years to help us appreciate the critical importance of the scientific knowledge and training that you now possess? As you go on to your further studies and careers, you are prepared and equipped to respond quickly and effectively to tomorrow's challenges, whatever they may be. I also want to acknowledge the critical role of our Jefferson faculty and your thesis advisors, whose combination of scientific expertise and sound mentorship have helped you to reach this day, and I ask you all to join me in thanking them. As you, our College of Life Sciences graduate degree candidates, now prepare to make the transition from Jefferson students to Jefferson alumni and take the next steps on your continuing journey of scientific discourse and discovery, we ask you to never forget to apply the lessons and skills you learned while under the guidance of your teachers and research advisors. We charge you to remain lifelong learners, dedicated to furthering the progress of biomedical science, not only for its rich intellectual rewards, but to aid in the continual improvement of the human condition. We know that you will do so with dedication, with the scientific profession's ideals of objectivity and integrity, and with application of evidence-based and innovative thinking to identifying and solving the many challenges that we face, whether continuing to work together to overcome the ravages of a virus or to rid us of the equally toxic effects of social injustice. You are the next generation. You are our hope. And we know that you will go on to lead us in the continuing journey towards fulfilling the Jefferson mission that we improve lives. In turn, with our own college's mission that guides us every day, that we are training tomorrow's scientific leaders today, we're excited and proud to say that now your day has come. We challenge you to always bring your critical intellectual and lifelong learning skills to whatever questions may arise inside or outside the laboratory, to continually expand your knowledge base, to fearlessly explore the scientific literature beyond your current discipline, to entrepreneurially seek collaborative opportunities between academia, government, and industry, to creatively ignore and indeed break down the boundaries between traditional disciplines, and to remember that in doing all of this, science is a team effort. And believe it or not, one of the best things we could hear from you in the future is when you contact us to let us know that some precious hypothesis we explored with you in the lab, or some seemingly incontrovertible fact that we taught you in class, indeed turned out to be not quite right, and that you were the members and leaders of the teams that helped to figure that out. You can do that, and we know that you will, for that is the way of scientific progress. Indeed, our experience these past 2 years has reminded us that the continual improvement of our lives throughout history and our ability to overcome adversity with resiliency has always depended on the empathic and humanistic application of critical thinking and evidence-based approaches to decision-making and problem-solving. This is no less the case at the laboratory bench than it is in the town square. Thus, my hope for you is that throughout your future careers, you will not leave these skills behind when you close the office, laboratory, or clinic door at the end of each workday, but that you will also use your talents to help bring the light and understanding that scientific rationalism brings to your roles as citizens, whether within your own local communities or on the national scene. Again, as was made so evident these past 2 years, the phrase, "show me the data," should not just be reserved for lab meetings, and my hope is that you will all find additional application for this judicious phrase in the improvement of our daily civil discourse. You have all of these skills at your command, and you have already accomplished much during your studies, but there is still for you more to be done. And as you dedicate yourselves 150% to your future work, remember that while the scientific approach teaches us to look objectively at the world, we are nevertheless all of us together in this world. Indeed, the last 2 years have taught us many things, including to take the time to enjoy the company of your families and friends, and to engage with your community to help make it more just, equitable, and humane. And as you now move on to do so, please remember to also stay in touch with your new fellow Jefferson alumni sitting right here around you, with your faculty mentors sitting here with me, and with your alma mater. We're all immensely proud of you. We wish you all the very best of success, and we look forward to learning of your exciting future accomplishments as you move ahead with your careers. Again, we congratulate our newest graduates of the Jefferson College of Life Sciences. Will the Jefferson College of Life Sciences candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the candidates for the degree of Master of Science please stand? Provost Tikaczynski, on behalf of the faculty, I'm extraordinarily pleased and immensely proud to present to you these members of our Jefferson College of Life Sciences class of 2022. Each has met the college's prescribed course of study and the requirements of their specific programs. They have been recommended by our faculty to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy or Master of Science as appropriate.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science as appropriate, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, you will receive a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biochemistry and Molecular Pharmacology: Dr. Michael J. Ippolito. Dr. Dominic J. Lapadula. Dr. Lindsay Mays Hopfinger. Dr. Allison Rachel Moss. Dr. Azadu Sarfella. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine: Dr. Nur Fatima Sheikh. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Genetics, Genomics, and Cancer Biology: Dr. Tess Amber Sherlin. Dr. Marina Domingo Vidal. Dr. Amir Hossein Saeedin. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Neuroscience: Dr. Eric V. Brown. Dr. Nicolette M. Heinsinger. Dr. Brandy Alexis Morris Verdon. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences: Afua Boating. Karina Cuevas Mora. Okay. Maisha Atia Harris. Kevin Ryder Kelso. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Research. Shubikram Chanda. Claudia Kaliki. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Human Genetics and Genetic Counseling. Michaela Lynn DeLuca. Natalie Jane Frixioni. Jenna Michelle Harris. Aidan Kennedy. Rachel Allison Lawrence. Justin Sanin. Lauren Walker. We're gonna catch up. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Microbiology and Immunology. Sarah Alanizi. Maggie Danielson. Ian Hendricks. Mayali Jiba Kamara. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Pharmacology. Ashley Leoto.
The three remarkable individuals to whom we have just conferred honorary degrees come from very different walks of life, the worlds of politics, business, and academics. Yet they share in common fundamental approaches to life, human qualities, and core values. Their lives reflect an optimistic embrace of life, professionally and personally. Their lives are infused with commitment to service and a deep sense of social good. Their lives speak to independent thinking and being firmly grounded within an action-oriented, details matter gestalt. I've crafted my parting comments to you today with these honorary degree recipients in mind. At this landmark transition point of your lives, class of 2022, and as a once-in-a-century pandemic winds down to endemic, a perfect time to reflect deeply on how you choose to approach life in the years to come, on how you see your broader obligations to society. Do listen intently. A crystal clear day, brilliant blue skies, a rocket heads to space with a trail of fiery engine exhaust marking its upward trajectory. Just 1 month ago, along with several Jefferson colleagues, I was there at Cape Canaveral, 3.5 miles from the launch pad. Awestruck, we witnessed Axiom 1 on the first private mission to the International Space Station. 4 astronauts in the Dragon capsule atop the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, one carrying 35 biomedical experiments, 3 of them designed by Jefferson scientists. As the earth beneath our feet rumbled, I was struck by the wonder of it all, a technological marvel of mankind and now personalized. Our 200-year-old institution heading to space in the service of humanity. Our one small step from mankind, one giant leap for Jefferson. Several years ago, I stumbled upon the writings of Haruki Murakami, one of Japan's most distinguished literary writers, whose novels are as much poetry as they are narrative. From his masterpiece novel, 1Q84, quote, "Where there is light, there must be shadow. Where there is shadow, there must be light. There is no shadow without light, and no light without shadow." This motif has resonated for me ever since, and so too that day at Cape Canaveral. Light, shadow, coexisting, interlaced, the human condition. The light, the uplifting sense of awe at human achievement, exemplified by a rocket headed to space, loaded with experiments to advance human wellness. The best of the human spirit, amplified by the potential each of us has to make a profound difference. Yet simultaneously tugged in the other direction, dragged down to earth, we find ourselves mired in a world in which humanity's worst is manifest. Social discord, body politic fragmentation, absurd wars, shadow obscuring and almost obliterating light. According to Murakami, both must be embraced, the light and the shadow. But how to square the two? Look what they share in common. And one of those commonalities, both are under our influence. We have personal agency over both. Let me explain. You and I can choose how we see the world and what we let in. We choose to admit the light. We choose to confront the shadow. We control the shutter, open, shut, and we can be purposeful about it. First, the light. Open the shutter and the many wonders that envelop us pour in. Caught up in our humdrum routines, we may ignore them. Perhaps they're too close up. Like the neo-impressionist pointillism of a Seurat painting. Up close, a cacophony of disconnected dots. But take a step back and the image emerges with heightened luminosity and brilliance of color. So too life. Most often, we're simply too close up and so see mostly flaws. But step back, disengage, and the wonder of it all emanates. What is there overrides what is missing. As the 20th century Swiss modernist Ludwig Hall puts it in the notes, quote, "Some things can only be made clearer when one distances oneself drastically from them." Class of 2022, from time to time, step back and indulge yourselves in a sense of awe, the magnificence of life, the gifts in your lives. A dose of wonder can do wonders for you. Therapeutic, rebalancing. Amidst the modern world's crescendo of negativity, souls still soar. You must first open the shutter and let the light in, and then take a step back to see the image in its totality. But shadow, too, is important. Seeing the light doesn't mean a Pollyanna-like la-la land where we convince ourselves that all is wonderful, blind to society's blemishes, ignorant of social needs, disengaged from a world in need of repair. Quite the contrary. Where there is light, there is shadow, and shadow too must be confronted. We all have a moral obligation to generate rays of light to pierce the shadow. Call it social responsibility. Last July, Sal Mangione of our Department of Medicine and I co-authored an article in the New England Journal of Medicine commenting on the passing of Bernard Lown, a 20th century luminary of the world of cardiology who devoted his 100 years on this planet advocating for physician social responsibility. Lown, a lifetime mentor of mine, was awarded the 1985 Nobel Peace Prize for his passionate stance against nuclear proliferation. In our article, we noted the concurrence of two other centenary landmarks, the 200th anniversary of the passing of Rudolf Virchow and the 700th year passing of Dante Alighieri, both icons in the realm of social responsibility. Indeed, Dante had so little tolerance for indifferent bystanders to social ills that he relegated them to the worst part of hell, the ante-inferno. The likes of Lown, Virchow, and Dante demanded that we see the shadows and confront them. Never be the bystander. Engage. Yes, engage, but how? And for what causes? Think Marcus Aurelius. Embrace Stoicism, the philosophy that suggests we devote our energies to that which we can meaningfully impact. If you can't control it, lose it. The solution lies in what you can control. Avoid the performative. Stay away from social theater. Be substantive. Frame action around realities. Be informed. Probe deeply into issues. These admonitions all call upon personal agency. You are responsible. A phrase that I've personally coined captures this. Social responsibility does not mean socialized responsibility. You, each of you, must think through the issues yourselves, thoroughly. Social responsibility starts with your own independent thinking, not with prepackaged socialized thinking. And details matter. Again, from Ludwig Hall, quote, "People always say on the whole or overall, but everything comes down to details. Anyone can write a novel on the whole, but it takes a Dostoevsky to be up to the detail. Anyone can improve the world overall, that is, imagine a better world, but conceptualizing particular ideas is more difficult. Still, only the latter changes the world. Nothing can be changed overall. In this realm, ideas always remain ideas. That is, unproductive and sterile." Close quote. In being socially responsibility, here are some things to avoid. Intellectual monocultures, tyranny of the crowd, political tribalism, the curse of connective technologies. In probing matters more deeply, do not rely on cartoon images or adopt the word salad of others. In developing your opinions and passions, practice freedom of speech, not freedom from speech. In refining your arguments, make clearings in the forest and shear the overgrowth that obscures issues. The Dutch poet and novelist Kees Noteboom, in 533 Days, invokes a metaphor of the, quote, negative sculptor, changing the shapes of trees so the garden receives more light. Yes, negatively sculpt. Hack away the tree limbs and branches that block lines of sight, that cast shadows. Noteboom says he, quote, wandered for days in an insane twilight world, a forest of obsessions, magnifications, exaggerations, hysteria, microscopic observations, a reality that is creating itself. This forest needs pruning. Another metaphor from former Yale Law School Dean Anthony Kronman, the wavy mirror that prevents us from seeing ourselves as we are. In his words, quote, most people remain slaves to unreality, prisoners of illusion. Too often we have and present to the world distorted images of ourselves. As digital marionettes, even slaves, we shape gestalts that are simply ill-informed. For Kronman, an antidote to the imposed illusions and distortions is cherishing our individuality, which he describes in After Disbelief as, quote, an inexhaustible source of innovation and surprise, a bottomless well. Reinforcing this point, Kronman quotes Walt Whitman in advocating, quote, a way of life that encourages the full flowering of every individual's unique personality in a tapestry of infinite diversity. Cleave to your individuality. Demand of yourselves independent thinking, even when information is being handed to you with a patina of science. Speaking as a scientist myself, science is not embodied in individuals, institutions, or philosophies. Science is not a monolithic body of knowledge. No, science is a way of thinking, and scientific knowledge evolves continuously. Science has had its share of scientific pretenders these past 2 years. Scientific data cherry-picked, politicized, and glued into pastiches for mass consumption to drive predetermined agendas. Scientific fog. Common sense must reign in drawing conclusions from bits of science and pieces of scientific data offered. In finding your way, you have the right to question every realm, including science itself. So, class of 2022, in closing, life has light and shadow. Open yourselves to both. Disengage from time to time to appreciate the light, but also engage to clear away shadows, to escape the anti-inferno of the bystanders. Next, in giving life to your social responsibility, let's coin it physician social responsibility. Be focused and intentional. Sift through the babbling brook of potential causes others would have you rally around. Thoughtfully navigate what Case Notabune refers to as the, quote, confused forest of voices, words linking into one another without immediate intelligibility, voices over and through one another, close quote. A kaleidoscope of worthy causes are out there. For some, it may be starving children in Africa. For others, climate change or gun control, maybe global health inequities or past injustices to indigenous peoples. Do your homework, give credence to complexities, and when you identify your passion, probe deeply into the matrix of attendant issues, and only then, as a Stoic, pursue meaningful action. Put another way, don't find yourself an actor in the wrong play. Third, cherish and reinforce your individuality as you relentlessly push yourselves to think independently. And it truly takes pushing. In the words of Ludwig Hall, quote, people today are simultaneously too busy and too lazy. Try not to be lazy. One search on the omniscient internet cannot suffice. Your education has conferred upon you the intellectual tools to think contextually, critically, and creatively. Use them. And lastly, and at the risk of channeling a preacher, let me add, the light and the shadow can contribute to a search for purpose and meaning. We are a species capable of awe, of appreciating the grandeur of nature and human life. That is light. We are a species capable of kindness, of acting in ways that tolerate others and address their just needs. That is piercing the light, piercing the shadow. From these vantage points come purpose and meaning, and the ability to see beyond the horizon of your own lives to the glimmer of things that are greater. Class of 2022, Thomas Jefferson spoke of generational revolutions. You are living through one right now amidst this third machine age of the internet, where we are witness to a social fabric that is fraying, subject to social media mind control, and flattened by dreary ideological conformity. Times of change demand independent thinking. Be willing to frame new possibilities, new mindsets, by thinking freely and independently. Live your own life, not the life of another. And dial up the optimism and kindness. As physicians, you are already hardwired for both. Congratulations, onwards and upwards. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Wayne Bond Loud, who will administer the oath of Hippocrates.
Please recite after me. I'm sorry. Please rise. Also, all the physicians in the audience, please rise. Please recite after me. I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine, just to its members, and generous to its institutions. That I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor. That I will give respect and gratitude to those who have taught me this art. That into whatsoever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick, to the utmost of my power. I, holding myself aloof from wrong, from corruption, from the tempting of others to vice. That I will exercise my art for the best care of my patients, and I will give no drug, perform no operation for a criminal purpose, even if solicited, far less suggested. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of my patients, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise upon my honor. Congratulations.
Good morning. I have the privilege as Charlie Poole to be the Chancellor for the Center City campus, as well as Vice Dean of Student Affairs at Sidney Kimmel Medical College. The world looks to us for comfort and safety and well-being in healthcare. It's been especially true the last couple years. And I am confident the world is in good hands as I look out into the audience today. I now ask the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine to please rise. Provost Tikachinsky, on behalf of the faculty and administration, I'm thrilled and privileged to present to you the Sidney Kimmel Medical College class of 2022 for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Medicine with all the rights, privileges, and obligations to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, you will receive a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine: Dr. Jenna Renee Adelberg, cum laude. Dr. Christopher William Ahmed. Dr. Angela Al-Nemri. Dr. Diana Al-Nemri. Dr. Diego Arias. Dr. Maria Florencia Arisi. Dr. Melissa Ann Austin. Dr. Megan Rose Barnes, summa cum laude. Dr. Jonathan Edward Bossig, cum laude. Dr. Joseph Bichet. Dr. Stephanie Beldick. Dr. Caitlin Rose Berry. Dr. Matthew James Boucheri, Jr. Dr. Andrew Cecil Blake, Jr. Dr. Mary Sapora Blumenfeld. Dr. Joseph Botros. Dr. Connor Gerard Bradley, cum laude. Dr. Alexandra Daly Brady. Dr. Michael Buxbaum. Dr. Tara Julianne Aranya Kahana. Dr. Lindsay Ann Calderon. Dr. Christina Elizabeth Callahan. Dr. Daniel Jacob Campbell, cum laude. Dr. Matthew Robert Cervantes, cum laude. Dr. Matthew Chadwick. Dr. Thomas Yu-Hao Chen. Dr. Min Hyuk Choi. Dr. Keshav Chadori. Dr. Shandon Kaufman. Dr. Adam Julian Cohen Nowak. Dr. Julie Annette Constable. Dr. Emma Therese Cooper. Dr. Emily Correa. Dr. Daniel James Courtney. Dr. Danielle Claudette Crabtree, magna cum laude. Dr. Elizabeth Jane Critchlow, cum laude. Dr. Devin Elizabeth Cross. Dr. Darcy Curtis. Dr. Varun Reddy Danda. Dr. Justin M. Dang. Dr. Sean K. Daniels. Dr. Shruti Devasi Gamani, cum laude. Dr. Anthony Joseph DeLuca. Dr. Caitlin Demarest. Dr. Catherine Elizabeth Dent. Dr. Maxwell Chase Detweiler, magna cum laude. Dr. Julia Ann Dewey, magna cum laude. Dr. Victoria Maria DeMellis. Dr. Allison Stephanie Dorman. Dr. Nicolas Miguel Dosi. Dr. Grayton English Downing. Dr. Anna Elizabeth DeZurek Driscoll. Dr. Frank Duan. Dr. Kevin Matthew Dunn. Dr. Sophia Duque. Dr. Ryan Aaron Emoff. Dr. Jesse Murray Avensky. Dr. Uma Khanis Fatima. Dr. Kimberly Malrose Feeney. Dr. Morgan Elizabeth Farrell. Dr. Brittany File. Dr. Kathleen Joan Finn. Dr. Emily Sarah Fishbein. Dr. Andrew Scott Fisher. Dr. Eleni Michelle Farakis. Dr. Emily Ann Fols. Dr. Tyler Jacob Fox, cum laude. Dr. Bradley Lane Freed. Dr. Daniela Nicole Friedman. Dr. Jacob Garcia. Dr. Jamie Diane Garden. Dr. Vaibhav Sen Garg. Dr. Megan Emily Garver. Dr. Kevin George. Navya George. Dr. Navya George. Dr. Christopher William Gerace. Dr. Shayan Giai. Dr. Alyssa Kate Givens. Dr. Talia Zoe Glojo. Dr. Risa Lynn Goldberg. Dr. Julie Gomez, cum laude. Dr. Julia Gong. Dr. Caitlin Piper Green, cum laude. Dr. Miranda Christine Gregory. Dr. Jacqueline Renee Grody, summa cum laude. Dr. Anshul Gupta, cum laude. Dr. Ryan Guzek. Dr. Daniel Habal. Dr. Hannah Hackbart. Dr. Jacqueline Noel Nader Humati, cum laude. Dr. Jordan Hamburger. Dr. Callum Robert Hamilton. Dr. Samantha Lynn Harar. Dr. Colton Tyler Hemphill. Dr. Nathan Friedman Hirsch. Dr. Alyssa Goldman Herskovitz. Dr. Carrie Joseph Hess. Dr. Angela Renee Heisel. Dr. Rihanna May Hibbler, magna cum laude. Dr. Kurt Robert Hill. Dr. Brooke Hancock Hirsch, magna cum laude. Dr. William James Hirsch. Dr. Kimberly May Hoover. Dr. Lydia Huang. Dr. Liam Patrick Hughes, cum laude. Dr. Thomas Peter Hersey. Dr. Zubin Hussein. Dr. Hugh Nguyen. Dr. Kai Ingito. Dr. Cass Iqbal. Dr. Casey Anna Jackson. Dr. Pankuri Jha. Dr. Adrienne Marie Johnson. Dr. Neil Kalantri. Dr. Eleanor Lewis Kane. Dr. Courtney Kay. Dr. Anne Marie Kelly, magna cum laude. Dr. Ann Eiler Kennedy. Dr. Eamon Karamian. Dr. Simone Anna Kozam. Dr. Ayoung Kim. Dr. Julie Sun Kim, magna cum laude. Dr. Alexandra Stanton Kozik. Dr. Caitlin Karan Coons. Dr. Alexandra Sophia Kotsubis. Dr. Zachary James Kozik. Dr. Varsha Kripalu, cum laude. Dr. Andrew Jaewoo Lee. Dr. Crystal Ying Lee. Dr. Thomas Jae-hoon Lee. Dr. Perry Danielle Levy, cum laude. Dr. Isabel Kate Levin. Dr. Hannah Amy Levy. Dr. Noah Jack Sadow Levy. Dr. Anna May Lin. Yeah. Dr. Lauren Ann Lynch. Dr. Brittany Nicole McDonald. Dr. Nicholas John McDonald, magna cum laude. Dr. Brenton Alexander Mazel. Dr. Amri Mohammed Mujid. Dr. Kabir Malkani, magna cum laude. Dr. Kashka Francisco Mayari. Dr. Francesca Rose Mancuso. Dr. Erica Joy Mann. Dr. Mustafa Khalid Manzoor. Dr. Effie M. Matthew. Dr. Toby Matthew. Dr. Lillian Chandler Matthews. Dr. Wyatt McCall. Dr. Alexandra Abrams McCullough, summa cum laude. Dr. Madeline Margaret McGovern, summa cum laude. Dr. Albert Taylor McHugh. Dr. John Patrick McKeegan. Dr. Catherine McLeod. Dr. Andrea Joyce McSweeney. Dr. Zoe McWaters. Dr. Vaishali Mehta. Dr. Anna Rose Melnick, summa cum laude. Dr. Alexandra Mello Bernard. Dr. Claire McKay Miller. Dr. Jamie L. Miller, cum laude. Dr. Michael John Morano. Dr. Martin Pender Morris. Dr. Matthew Henry Alexander Mosayebi, cum laude.
Yeah, you didn't read set of honors.
Oh, sorry, okay. Dr. Vignesh Murali. Dr. Lacey Ann Murray, cum laude. Dr. Ryan Neal Knockwalter. Dr. David Oliver Nauheim. Dr. Daniel Nemiroff, summa cum laude. Dr. David Binder-Nay. Dr. Khaled Noahed Gazardim. Dr. Blake Oliver Norrie. Dr. Oluwatoni Ariola Akuboyejo. Dr. James O'Shea. Dr. Nathan Yee Ott. Dr. Harrison Tyler Payovich. Dr. Priyal Mahesh Patel. Dr. Yash Ulpesh Patel. Dr. Ilana Porges. Dr. John Paul Prodell. Cum laude. Dr. Kit Milo Quain, cum laude. Dr. Andrea Marie Quinn. Dr. Sunidhi Ramesh, magna cum laude. Dr. Tanvi Rana. Dr. Abhinav Rao. Dr. Nicholas David Rapp. Dr. Muhammad Mustafa Rasul. Dr. Paul Gordon Richter. Dr. Joshua Mackey Riley. Dr. Gabriella Kohler Roberts. Dr. Kyle Jack Rogers. Dr. Allison Rose Ramesher. Dr. Ramon Leymana Okalani Ruiz IV. Dr. Molly Ryan. Cum laude. Thank you. Dr. Nicholas Becker Safian, cum laude. Dr. Emily Susan Sagalo. Dr. Zainab Zadat Leila Sajadi. Dr. Javier Alexander Sadano. Dr. Kimberly Alice Sansalone. Dr. Nazanin Sarpulaki. Dr. Joseph William Schaefer. Dr. William Grant Schultheis, magna cum laude. Dr. Matt Sears. Dr. Lily Rose Wasser-Siegel. Dr. Evan Benjamin Selzer. Dr. Noor Fatima Sheikh, summa cum laude. Dr. Alexander Kenneth Sherbin. Dr. Hussein Ibrahim Siddiqui. Dr. Alyssa Rose Cinco. Dr. Carly Sage Slater. Dr. Keenan Reese Sobel. Dr. Ellen Louise Roop Solomon, magna cum laude. Dr. Victoria Blair Starks. Dr. Alexander Strauss. Dr. Rachel Alexandra Strock. Dr. Sarah Marie Stuccio. Dr. Vishal Balasubramanian Swaminathan. Cum laude. Thank you. Dr. Shiori Tumatsu. Dr. Julia Tannison. Dr. Melissa Ann Trofu, magna cum laude. Dr. Tiff C. Dr. Daniel Zoe. Dr. E.J. Unal. Dr. Lohit Velagapudi. Dr. Jordan Alexander Villars. Dr. Nicole Elizabeth Wagner. Dr. Roy Wang. Dr. Erica Ann Westlake. Dr. Abigail Irene Wetzel, magna cum laude. Dr. David Atkins Wilson, magna cum laude. Dr. Davis Andrew Witt. Dr. Ann Lee Woling. Dr. Ashley Nicole Wong. Dr. Daniela Ho-Yin Wong. Dr. Wing Fei Wong, cum laude. Dr. Chelsea Tyler Wood. Dr. Kevin Zhao. Dr. Misha Jacobi. Dr. Bowen Yao. Dr. Doni E. Cum laude. Dr. Sami Jehangir Zukaria. Dr. Elizabeth Zhang. Dr. Ann Zhang. Dr. Michael Keith Alistair Zimmerman.
Correction on others.
I will. Thank you. Although I don't have the last word, I did neglect to say that Julianne Kahana graduated cum laude. Congratulations.
Well, I'm going to ad lib for just 1 second. It's always dangerous, but you are an amazing, amazing class. I mean, what you've gone through in navigating a once-in-a-century pandemic with the kind of grace, resiliency, and just courage, really, is just absolutely amazing. And how your class stepped forward right in the throes of the pandemic, you know, with testing and with producing masks and all the kinds of things that happened. And you're just amazing. And you also were here to witness an incredible transformation of this medical college and this university. We've had a 200-year history, and what's happened over our last decade plus has now positioned us to be here 200 years from now. And even one of our honorary degree recipients has been here for 1/4 of those 200 years. So thanks to all of you, and another round of applause for your amazing class. So listen up. Before closing, I wish to thank all the people who assisted in this program, our marshals, and especially our Grand Marshal, Dr. Christopher V. Chambers. All of us are indebted to another group of very special individuals who deserve particular recognition for the support and understanding they have given the graduating class. Will all of the parents, spouses, children, and friends of our graduates please rise for their own well-deserved round of applause? And I'd like all the graduates to stand and turn around. Please be seated. Now, class of 2022, as provost, as dean, I have one more instruction to give you before you move on to the next phase and no longer have to listen to me. Be sure to read my remarks again. They'll be in the alumni bulletin. I want you to pay attention. To symbolize the transition from students to alumni, I ask that you take the tassels on your caps and move them from right to left. Thank you all for being with us on this wonderful occasion. I do ask that families and guests please remain seated until the academic and student processions have exited Verizon Hall. So the sequence is, we go, we're the faculty and guests, then the students, and then the rest of you. So great, have a great day, everybody, and congratulations.